one day I was shining shoes and it was snowing like hell, and my mom was a waitress at LS Ayers and Company, and she couldn't go to work because the snow was so bad. And so she called me and said, can you borrow 50 cents off JD for heating oil? Because we didn't have any money for heating oil. We lived in half of my grandma's house. And so rather than, my grandma always said, never be a borrower or lender. She'd never be a borrower or lender be. So this guy comes around the corner in this big Cadillac or whatever it was, and he came in and he had snow all over him, and he had a beautiful pair of shoes on, he had a nice suit and tie, and he had a big diamond ring. And I said, can I shine your shoes? And he looked at me and said, kid, I got snow all over me. I said, yeah, but you're going to ruin your shoes if you don't get a good coat of wax on them. And I think the guy saw the desperation in me and in my voice, and he said, okay. And he was loaded anyhow. So he got up in the chair, and I started shining his shoes, and I said, boy, when I grow up, I'd like to have a car like yours. And he nodded. And I said, and boy, these shoes are great. I'd like to be able to buy some shoes like that. And he nodded. And I said, and that diamond ring you got? And he says, kid, let me tell you something. And I never forgot that. I never saw this guy again. Saw him once, but he had a tremendous impact on my life. And that's why I talked to so many thousands of kids, because of this guy, this one man in my life. He said, let me tell you something, kid. You're very lucky. I'm shining his shoes. I'm lucky. He says, you're very lucky. You were born in America. You can be anything you want to because you were born in America. You just have to have you have to do three things. If you do these three things, you can have everything I have and a lot more. He says, the first thing you have to do is you have to have a goal. Now, you may want to be a writer. You may want to be a doctor, a lawyer. But you have to have a goal. Maybe I want to be a mechanic, but you have to have a goal. And then you have to prepare for that goal. You have to get your education. If you want to be a mechanic, you have to learn how to work on cars. If you want to be a doctor, you have to go to medical school. You have to have a goal. You have to prepare for it. And then finally, the third and the most important thing is you never, never, never give up. You get knocked down, you get up again. You get knocked down, you get up again. You get knocked down, you get up again. You do that and you'll have all the things I have and more. You may have to change your goal a few times, kid, but you'll get everything you want and more. Just remember those three things. I never saw that guy again. And I'm 75 years old and I'm telling you his story right now. I'm telling you this guy's story when I was 12 years old, 63 years later. So you think you don't have an impact on kids? You think you don't have an impact on other people's lives? You do. And that's why I tell these poems to kids and to adults who are suffering, because I've gone through it myself. And how one person telling you these stories can change your life. One person changed my life.